I think you're
What's
funny.
next for Michigan football? I'll tell you what's next. 2 objectives. Win 10 games, beat Michigan State. Oh, 3 actually. Start J.J. McCarthy. Let's not forget that.
That should be the easy one.
Cade McNamara with a stacked Michigan football team. You saw the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
That defense won't be the same. The offense won't be the same. Give me J.J. McCarthy. Michigan, what is next for them? Build off of the Big Ten championship and take NIL seriously, hopefully in the coming years, and try to build an actual program that can win big games for a sustainable amount of time. Not just, oh, we beat Ohio State for the first time in 10 seasons. Yay!
Do better.
You're better than that. You are better than that. And you can be better than that. Build off of this Big Ten title. Build off of this win against Ohio State. And look, you don't have to beat them in Columbus, but you better not lose to Michigan State in the Big House this year.
No.
That is a thing.
No.
That is a thing. You cannot lose 3 straight to Mel Tucker. That is bad optics across the board. And unless you run the table and only lose to MSU and Ohio State, it's still going to be a tough ask to get people to believe in you. You have to build off of this. Beat Michigan State. Win 10, 11 games. Play a close game against Ohio State. Win, lose, don't care. And if that means you get back to the Big Ten title game, great. I won't complain about it. J.J. McCarthy better be the starter. Donovan Edwards better be the feature back along with Blake Corum. You will not have the same edge rush you had last year, so you better be extremely efficient on offense. That is a thing.
Yep.
You won't be able to throw a 3-yard underneath route to Eric All and expect to win a game.
You're not going to be able to destroy C.J. Stroud's day with that pass rush.
Good luck. I think Ohio State are clearly the favorites in the Big Ten going into next year. But again, Michigan, I need you to take advantage of what you just accomplished, which is a big deal, and take the right steps to build on it. Harbaugh's here now. Speculation done and over with. NIL, academic standards. Let's get this program to the next level. Michigan State's committed to it. Ohio State has been committed to it.
Yep.
Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Clemson, they're all committed to it.
Right.
It's time you commit. That's what's next for Michigan. Jeff?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think if you look at Michigan last year, the success they had, Jim obviously feeling that was a great season to come off of and kind of have his interest back in the NFL, which I think he still does. Obviously didn't get the Minnesota job. What are my expectations for Michigan this year? Number one, and I only have really one, and it's beat Michigan State. I mean, you're going to be in the Big House this year. You can't lose that game. You can't. Are they going to beat Ohio State? Probably not, because they're losing all the playmakers that were so key in that last year's game. Aiden Hutchinson, David Ajabo. They're losing some secondary guys. Defensively, it's going to be issues. And I love Matt's comment. Find a defensive coordinator under 60 years old. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. You lost Mike McDonald, a big, very important piece to making that defense click. So they're going to have to find a couple things to fill some holes on this team. But overall, this year, are they going to get back to the college football playoff? Probably not. Will they have a chance to get back in the Big Ten title game? Maybe. And I think if they do, Ohio State whoops their ass, because last year Ohio State's constantly adding talent. That's the difference. You have a team in Michigan who's already technically behind the 8 ball in terms of the NIL, and if you fall 0-3 to Mel Tucker, who's one hell of a recruiter himself, Michigan very well could be the 3rd best team in the Big Ten in terms of recruiting. Like you have obviously Ohio State. Mel Tucker's doing his work in the South. He's already getting transfers from Georgia, doing work. Jim Harbaugh kind of late with this comeback to Michigan. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, the no-brainer decision should be J.J. McCarthy. Like, not even looking at this team isn't as stacked as it is last year. You don't need a game manager. You need a guy who's mobile, can run out of the pocket, make plays unscripted, and that's J.J. McCarthy. The guy is a cannon. You can use his legs. You're losing Hassan Haskins and a lot of those offensive linemen. So, Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum, you're gonna. I mean, this team this year, no excuses why you can't win 8 to 10 games and still beat Michigan State. So that's my expectations. Beating Ohio State, I think I agree with you. Your lock of the year, they're not beating Ohio State this year, and that's just a factual statement.
It's going to be impossible to beat
hard,
Ohio
man.
State. Jesus Christ! In the Rose Bowl, they were missing, I believe, Olave and Garrett Wilson,
and
their 2 best receivers. And I could argue they may not be their 2 best receivers because of
Jackson
Smith and Jimba.
Yeah.
And Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yep.
Holy hell. Not just Michigan. Any team. Good luck with Ohio State next year. They are going to be insufferable how good they're going to be. They're going to get a sophomore C.J. Stroud. They're going to get Smith and Jemba, who will be draft eligible, along with Marvin Harrison Jr., who will likely be a lot better than what he was this year. And he was the number 4 option on this team. He's the number 1 rated coming out of high school.
Yeah.
All these guys were number 1 coming out of high school. It's unbelievable. Ohio State is running the table.
Yeah, defensively, I'm a little worried, but
I mean, you have to be. Mike McDonald's gone.
yeah.
I mean, look, Michigan again. Retool time. Time to pick it back up. Mike McDonald's back in the NFL. Learn something from that.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you think you're going to be Ohio State consistently by playing that good of defense, the ability to run the ball the way you did that November day, in the cold, snowy weather, if you think that's going to happen consistently, you're delusional. If you think you can beat Ohio State by getting 15 quarterback pressures from one individual player, good luck.
Yeah.
You'll go another 10 years without beating him. It's time to take the next step. Alabama, are they now are they now the Mark Ingram Alabama, the Derrick Henry Alabama? Or are they now the quarterback-driven Alabama that delivers Jalen Hurts, Tua Tagovailoa, now Bryce Young?
In his junior year,
Come on.
coming off a Heisman win.
Even Alabama
Yeah.
is going away from their original roots and catching up to the game. And yes, they have better talent. Of course, I won't deny that. But Michigan, wake the hell up. I think this building is on fire or something. NIL money. Better recruiting. You had a top 10 recruiting class this year. Start J.J. McCarthy. I swear, if Cade McNamara is the starting quarterback, upcoming season, I will head up to Ann Arbor myself, and I will kidnap him, and I will not release him as a hostage until after the Ohio State game. Can I get arrested for that?
He goes, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
you can. Well, listen. Yeah, that with J.J. McCarthy, if he doesn't start, I'm assuming he transfers, right, Adam? Like, you're a sophomore at this point. You have one more year after this of eligibility, really, till you get to the NFL. I would get the hell out of there if I'm J.J. McCarthy. So I think he starts. But if he does start, why didn't Cade transfer? Doesn't this? I mean, the guy had 15 touchdown passes last year. If he doesn't start this year, you think he's getting drafted? No. So I don't get what's going on in the quarterback room. I'm assuming it's an easy decision in J.J. McCarthy, but I don't know. Obviously, I'm not in that locker room, but we'll see what happens. I don't think there's a chance in hell Cade starts, but if there is, can't wait to talk about it because we're going to tear some people's asses apart.
Man, you know, if somebody ever took me to trial, I'd be in a lot of trouble from all the stuff I've said on this show.
Yeah, you have a lot of evidence.
I've made a lot of threats.
Clip it.
Fish testifies.
I've threatened Fish.
Fish is like
I
Adam's
threatened
son.
Cade
Fish
McNamara
would
multiple
throw you under the
times.
bus so fast.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
No,
Oh,
I-
yeah.
Fish
So
is a
fast.
snitch, 100%.
No,